champion, yours.
Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha and mahalo. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of the Blue Note Fan Report. Man, I thought it was all said and done. We've been talking about Piran for days and days and days. And now we get to talk about Kachuk. I don't believe this. Chuck E. Cheese, please. And look, I know that my opinion on this is not the normal opinion. It's not what everybody thinks. And I have reached out to everybody I can to bring them on today. And I got as many as I could. Right now, I've only got one, but I'm hoping we get more. But let's bring in from inside the rink, Mr. Scott Kinville. Hey, Scotty, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, guy. Thank you for having me on. Yeah, this is going to be fun because all of a sudden the hockey world is just going crazy.
You know, I have an issue. First of all, this is about the same time last year that the person who released this released another quote-unquote rumor that has never really truly been confirmed or denied, right? And that's the Tarasenko one, right?
Absolutely.
Doug Armstrong never confirmed that there was a trade request. Never confirmed it. Never denied it, but never confirmed it. And now here we are a year later, and that crap about Tarasenko resurfaces again with, and I can't think of his name now, Frank Cervelli. Puts out Tarasenko hasn't rescinded his trade request. I'm telling you what, nobody other than Frank Cervelli believes that. Nobody does. Well, that and a few idiot fans out there who just sheep on everything, right? And then to make matters worse, today we get this announcement that the Calgary Flames were offered Torrey Krug, Jordan Kyrou, and a first-round pick in exchange for Matthew Tkachuk. And now the only way to make that work, money-wise, that doesn't work. Right? There's not enough money there. Torrey Krug's making 6.5, right? And I think Kyrou's making 2.8. So you're right you're at 7.8. You still need some more money cleared up. Right? The other part of this, and it wasn't mentioned, was a trade of Tarasenko, which would clear up another 7.5 and allow you to have some room to make bigger signs and bring that in too, right? But here's my issue with all of this. And hey, Wendy, I'm with you. Yep. In order to make this work, Tkachuk scored 110 points this year. That's his best ever. Let's say he's a 90 to 100 point guy, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. You're giving up 200 points. Tarasenko, 82 points. Kyrou, 77 points. 43 for Krug. And a decent, the Blues aren't going to have a high-end pick. They're going to have something in the late 20s. Right? We've already figured that. They're going to be a second-round team more than likely. Okay. Right? So you're talking a late 20th round pick. I don't see that it's worth it. I don't get it, right? And then not only that, today the Blackhawks, man, boy, Wendy, it's got to be hard to be a Blackhawks fan right now, isn't it?
From what happened yesterday?
Was it yesterday that it happened?
Yeah, because
I've seen it today.
Because Jamie Faulkner, Rocky Warts, and Danny Warts are a bunch of cheapskates. Are basically dollar bill warts at its finest.
Right. So Eddie Ulchuk, right, he's been in the organization for a while, correct?
He was the color analyst for the Hawks for 16 years.
16 years, and now he's going to go do the color analyst for the Seattle Kraken because they wouldn't pay him.
Yeah, because the Warts family are a bunch of cheap asses that don't give a crap about anyone.
Yeah, it's all money for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so with you guys both here now, and we've kind of got rid of the Ulchuk thing for now. We'll talk about it later. What do you each think of this Kachuk stuff that's coming out from Rutherford?
Well, for one thing, isn't it like Lou Lamoriello 101? Play everything close to the chest. I'm not going to give you any information, and then all of a sudden, all this, right? But here's the deal, right? So with Chuck, he's a restricted free agent. So to qualify him, it's going to be $9 million per season.
$9 million.
So if somebody were to offer him, say, let's just say 9.5, just for argument's sake, they're going to owe the Calgary Flames 4 first-round draft picks, which is nothing to sneeze at, which is, I'm sure, what is driving all this asking price out of them. However, the Calgary Flames don't have a lot of room to maneuver here because, for one thing, there aren't a lot of teams out there that can afford to take on a contract like Matthew Tkachuk wants. So you're already limited there. And Windy City, I don't want to throw salt in the wound, but if they think that they're going to get more than, say, what Chicago got for Alex DeBrincat, because, I mean, that was shocking to everybody as it was. But I don't think you're going to – I think, actually, to be honest with you, if we rewind this a little bit, I think teams are starting to get terrified of throwing those big packages out in the wake of the Jack Eichel trade, because that is clearly blowing up in Vegas's face already. And we're not even a year into it, really. So look what it cost them, right? So who wants to really give up all kinds of assets to take on a huge contract? Now, granted, Matthew Tkachuk is a phenomenal player, and who wouldn't want him on their team? Nobody, right? But
actually, I don't. I honestly don't.
Okay, well, but what I'm saying for that kind of a package, right?
Yeah, okay.
So I don't see where Calgary is going to get the return that they want. Now, granted, Tkachuk can sit the season out. He can pull a William Nylander. That's fine, whatever. But where is he going to go that he can get paid? New Jersey's about the only one that comes to mind right off the top of my head that would be willing to move assets to, because I've been noticing that on Twitter today too, that, and the packages that people, I mean, obviously this is fans talking, right?
If a player is smart right now, I'll let you finish, and then I'll say what I'm thinking. Go ahead, Scott. Sorry.
So no, you're sorry. So what I'm saying is, Calgary obviously wants a Jack Eichel-like return. You're not going to get it. You're simply not. They're backed into a corner. Everybody knows it, right? So honestly, it wouldn't surprise me to see Matthew Tkachuk get traded, and I think he's going to. I think that relationship's over. But I don't. If they get 3 equivalents of a first round talent and/or picks, they would have made out really good, if you ask me. Because, like I said, who the heck can take on a $9 to $10 million contract now that all the big fish are? And don't forget, you still got Nazem Kadri out there wanting to get paid, right? Now you got Matthew Tkachuk who wants to do the same thing. 3/4 of the league, at least, is buttered up against the cap. So Calgary is going to have to take on money back to make any deal work. And since they've already lost Johnny Gaudreau, and it kind of looks like things are going down the toilet, don't be surprised to see the Flames enter into a rebuild. And if they're going to go into a rebuild, why would they take big money back to make this deal work? It makes no sense.
No, yeah, I'm with. Hey, I also heard, Windy, and I don't know if this is true or not. I saw something on Twitter today about Kessel signing in Chicago. Is that an April Fool's?
He's not signing in Chicago. Okay. I can't confirm or deny that because there hasn't been anything stated the Hawks are going to sign him. I know what you're saying about why you're saying that. It's
the tweet I saw was from a Chicago's beat reporter.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about because he wants Phil Kessel as a Hawk. He even tweeted this out before free agency. It would be awesome if the Hawks just signed Phil Kessel because they could put some seats in the stands with Phil Kessel in the building.
Well, hey, yeah, Matt Lowe, right? Yeah, now I want to cover this. Matt Lowe, I'll talk about this a little bit later in the show. We'll talk about this, so remind me, Matt Lowe. I don't want to get in there now. Yeah, so what's your opinion on all this with Tkachuk there, Windy?
Well, seeing that the Flames went and basically elected to go to arbitration, and the fact that from what it sounded like they were worried about a offer sheet is actually kind of a joke in my opinion. If they were worried about an offer sheet, they should have taken an offer sheet, because what Kachuk would have been offered would have been them getting 4 first-round picks. Absolutely. I would have said, okay, goodbye, Kachuk. I'm taking these 4 first-round picks and running, because no player's worth 4 first-round picks unless there's more merit to their reasoning in getting 4 first-round picks in this trade in a return. And what happens here, the Flames are cowards, and now they put themselves up against the wall, and now their trade value goes down in making any sense on a Kachuk move.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I see that too. Now, so what Wendy's talking about, there's an article on the Athletics, and it really covers this. So Kachuk basically had until yesterday to accept salary arbitration. Actually, it might have been yesterday, and he turned it down, meaning he's accepting the offer at face value, basically, the qualifying offer. That's where it is. It takes negotiation out of it. By taking that away, that's the offer on the table. That's it for next year. The $9 million. There is no other offer coming. Right? There is no other offer coming. What Calgary did is, by the team saying we'd like to go to arbitration, what it does is it prevents any other team from putting in an offer sheet, right?
Yep.
Basically, any offer sheet that a team would have put in, Calgary probably would have matched, right? In my eyes, I think they would have matched it.
I think if it was where they would get 4 first-round picks, they would not match. I think they will accept the fact that Kachuk will go to that team, and they will take the 4 first-round picks and run with it for a rebuild.
Depends on if that team had the 4 first-round picks. You got to look at what team it is.
No, the thing is, the team will have to give up 4 first-round picks as compensation, and the fact it's a $9+ million contract.
Yeah, well, what can happen? Remember what happened to the Blues back in the 90s?
It doesn't happen like that anymore. That's why the CBA is in place the way it is. There's no ways. They can't do the offer sheeting like what happened. Why St. Louis would do their offer sheets and they would lose players from it. They can't. Yeah. The NHL doesn't have that in their CBA anymore to go to an arbitrator to choose what players are leaving the team.
Well, but see, that's the thing. Let's just say that you're a team that doesn't have a first-round pick for 3 years, right? You can trade. You've traded your 3 first-round picks for the next 3 years. That means you would lose your first-round pick for the next 7 years. And getting 4 first-round picks 4 years down the road,
the thing is,
see, that doesn't have as much value to me.
No, the thing is, the team, if they offer, for instance, if Tampa Bay, I know they don't have their next 2 first-round picks, so if they were to offer Kachuk $9 million as an offer sheet, they have to give up 4 first-round picks. The NHL will not allow the signing of an offer sheet from that team because they do not have their next 2 first-round picks due to the fact they've traded them to the Chicago Blackhawks. You have to have your next 4 first-round picks as your compensation to be able to do a signing like this.
Okay. Well, I thought... I guess I got to look into this a little more, because I thought that if you didn't have your next 2 picks, your 4 picks would start after that.
Nope.
Right? So I mean, that's the way it used to be. So,
and even still, 4 first-round picks is a massive, massive price to pay.
Oh yeah,
what you're already paying for the guy. Now, here's something we didn't talk about too. Nobody said anything about what kind of term Chuck wants.
Yeah.
Right? So he's going to be hitting his unrestricted free agency years in about 3 years. So he may not want a 7 or an 8-year deal right now. He might be saying, you know what, I'll take a 4-year deal so that I hit unrestricted free agency when the cap is expected to be significantly up. And if he can keep this pace of play up, $9 million in 4 years is going to be nothing. He'll be able to command 11, 12 million, and then he's going to want his 7-year contract. So that's another fly in the ointment, so to speak.
Well, this is where I think a player, if a player could be smart right now, the ones that are hitting free agency now, instead of signing these huge deals.
Chuck would be a UFA next season.
Next season, yeah.
Oh, he would.
Yeah, this is it. This is his last year.
He would be a UFA next season.
Right.
So that's why
even
this is more of an interesting way of the contract negotiations going on. That's why the Hawks didn't get a lot in return for Alex DeBrincat. DeBrincat has 1 more year left of RFA rights after he signs a new contract next year. And if he only signs a 1-year deal, the following year he's a UFA.
All right, so I misread that. I apologize for that.
Oh, no issue. But here's what I'm getting at. Right now, there is a thought process that in 24-25, salary cap is going to be right about $92.5 million, right? Mm-hmm. Which is a $10 million jump between what it is now and then. So you're looking at a possible $10 million jump in that salary cap. Well, that's where the money is.
Right.
So if you're taking all that money now, you might be putting a lot of money on the table later, leaving a lot of money on the table later.
Right.
So a guy that might, for Kachuk, it might be better for him to take a 1 or 2 year deal.
Bingo.
At a little bit less money to have that money available to him when it's coming. But the $9 million is set. The $9 million is set.
If I was Calgary, I would have offered him the moon for a year or two. And you want to know why? Because if he's going to be hitting unrestricted free agency, let's say things don't work out for the Flames next year, which it's the way things are going. My goodness, imagine the value Matthew Tkachuk is going to have at the trade deadline next year.
Oh, yeah.
Talk about the ultimate rental, right? I mean, say they even sign him for a 1-year deal. Let's say let's just throw $10.5 million out there because that's the kind of money they were offering to Johnny Gaudreau, right? Give that to Matt Tkachuk for 1 year. Say, okay, listen, you come back next year, and we're going to take it from there. Okay, you're going to be hitting unrestricted free agency. So if you want to blow town, see you later. Bye. Yeah. Right? At least give us a chance to recoup some assets.
My guess is that he wouldn't take that he'd want a very strict no trade clause.
He can't sign a no trade clause in this contract, I think.
Yeah, as a restricted free agent, yeah.
As a restricted free agent, you can't sign a no trade clause?
I believe so. I think he's still not at the right age to be able to sign a no move clause where he's eligible to say, if you're trading me, you can't trade me to this team or something, because I know you have to be a certain age to be able to sign a no movement or no trade clause on your contract.
So really, how much of this is legit and how much is it smoke to make the NHL a talking point while there is no real, and that's a great point, Bob. I don't know. And I brought this up at the beginning. The same person that released this at the same time last year, at the exact same time last year, released the stuff about Tarasenko wanting to trade. Right? And we all know that there was not a lot of smoke to that fire at all. Right? We know that now. We now know that there was very little smoke to that fire. And that was taken out of context heavily. Well, how much of this is taken out of context? And we don't know. We really don't know. And when you come to it, so I'm a Blues fan. Love this team since I was old enough to shout, "Let's go Blues." So, almost since existence. They're a year older than me. And for me to sit back and say, okay, I want Matt Tkachuk. I can't say I want Matt Tkachuk on this team. I don't think this is the style of team. I don't think that he has I don't think Berube's the right coach for a Tkachuk-style player. Yes, Tkachuk is a big guy. Yes, he's a physical guy, and I get that. But there are some of those antics that he has that might stop that. Okay, I got to do something real quick. I've been waiting to do this. One of my listeners is turned 9 a couple days ago, and I haven't had a chance of this. So Dane, I tell everyone to clock their ears because Dane, buddy, this is for you. Here we go. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Daner. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Dane. I know that you've had some things going on, and I haven't had a chance to say it to you. Belated birthday, but just know we here at the Blue Note Fan Report love you and how much you support us. This conversation's gonna get really good. Hey, Lance.
Hello, guys. How are you tonight?
We're good. How you doing, my friend?
Doing all right.
Not too bad, guys. It's great to see everybody.
Yep. So we got Scott here. I think you met Scott before, and you know Wendy.
Yep.
The Ulchuk stuff that came out today, man, it just blew my mind. And then it dawned on me that this is about the same time last year that the same person put out the stuff about Tarasenko wanting to be traded. So I wonder how much of this is to sell subscriptions to a website.
Part of it could be. I know that the Flames are not the thing that they're going to present to the arbitrators is that he's worth somewhere between $8 and $9 million is what they want to give him for 1 year, because he doesn't want to sign a multi-year contract. He wants that 1 year, and then he wants to go into UFA unless they can find a trade partner. And is it possible that somebody's putting it out there to gain something? Of course it is. And one thing I want to bring up, everybody's all heartfelt and he grew up here. His dad played here, and then we can go get Brady to come here. Guys, the NHL is not a popularity contest. You have players there because they can play. And can Matthew Tkachuk play? Yes, he can. Does he take stupid penalties? Yes, he does. Is he defensively strong? No, he's not. And that's not a Craig Berube type of player. I will guarantee you, if Matthew Tkachuk somehow comes here and Craig Berube insists he make defense a priority, he will not be a 100-point player. I guarantee it. I can guarantee that. And Matthew Tkachuk wants to go somewhere where he can thrive, somewhere where he's the big man on campus. And very similar to what Johnny Gaudreau did. He went to Columbus when nobody thought he'd go there because it's an hour flight from his dad, like everybody said. But it's some place to where they don't have a lot of star power there, and he's basically going to be the man. I do believe some of it. The Blues have talked to Calgary about it. But like I've been reporting for at least a year and a half, maybe 2, when all this talk started coming about Tkachuk, coming here in the near future, Calgary has made it known to GMs they want 4 to 5 pieces. And guys, I love Matthew Tkachuk. I really do. There's not a lot of guys in this league I would give 4 to 5 pieces for. There just aren't. And people are saying, give Neighbors, give Kyrou, give Krug, give Bolduc, give this guy, give that guy. Guys, if you do that 3-4 years from now, we're not making the playoffs because we don't have any young people to make up for that cap room that we need to make up after paying Thomas, after paying Kyrou, after paying O'Reilly and Tarasenko, or O'Reilly or Tarasenko. People just aren't thinking. They're thinking with their hearts and not their minds.
Yeah, you're basically would be in a position the Hawks are in now.
Exactly, yeah. Nick.
Or Toronto.
Yeah.
Toronto having almost half of their salary tied up in 4 guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? Ashley, our co-host, says, I personally think this is all a play to get Reeds, taking advantage of an overly sentimental fan base in St. Louis.
Yep.
I don't disagree with that. Right? I'm sorry, I don't disagree with that because you know what? Here's the thing. He could put that out and there's no way to verify it.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No one's going to say, yes, we did or no, we didn't.
No, but like I said, Calgary is talking to teams. Calgary has talked to the Blues in the last couple weeks about Matthew Tkachuk. Calgary's talking to at least 7 other teams about him. So, Matthew's going to go where he feels he's going to be. He's going to be the man, the guy there. And I don't know if he might be that guy. But if I'm him, if I'm personally him and I'm talented like he is, I don't want to go where my dad played. Because you know why? I don't want to go to Winnipeg. I don't want to go to the Blues. And I know he played for the Thrashers that little bit after the trade deadline, but I don't want to go to the Blues or Winnipeg because I'm always going to be compared to my dad. I want to go somewhere where I'm going to be me.
Right.
That is a pretty good point. Right. My thing is the trade that was mentioned in the thing. Krug, Kyrou, and a first round for Tkachuk. Now that's almost an even up trade. 100 points for 100 points and a prospect, right? I almost would pull the prospect. I think the Krug and Kyrou, and especially Kyrou with where he's at, he's next year he's going to be making the money. The money almost works, 6.5, 7, 8. Yeah, the money works. It's about even, right? What you're giving up, what you're getting, it almost works. I'd be okay with that. My problem is beyond this year, right? Next year, you have so many guys that are going to need contracts. You would have to sign. You'd have to sign Tkachuk to a long-term deal. You got not Parayko. You have O'Reilly and Tarasenko.
Guy, real quick, people aren't also thinking, let's say that they did that trade. Where are they getting the money from? They're going to have to make a couple other trades to get the money because Tkachuk has made it known, and I know this for a fact, he's not going to go someplace where his agent has not already got a new deal. If he comes to a team this year, he wants that 7-year deal. He wants it this year to start. He doesn't want to do a 1-year deal with Calgary and then get traded. He doesn't want to do that. And they can trade him even though he's filed for arbitration. They can most definitely trade him before that arbitration hearing. Yeah. They can trade his rights.
I thought they couldn't. I thought they couldn't.
They can trade him before the arbitration hearing. The team has the right to trade him at any time.
Anytime.
Them either signing him or to a point where they are going into the arbitration meeting.
Yep.
If it hits arbitration on the date, I don't think they're able to make a trade that day, but they could. And if they're still trying to work out a contract, they could still trade him.
Yep.
Well, here's another thing too. Like, Guy, the trade you were just talking about, you are going to create more holes in your lineup now.
Yes.
To chuck in.
Yeah.
So it's really worth it.
Yeah. You're bringing in you're even up in points. You're not bringing in more points. You're even up in the points, and you're putting a huge hole in your defense, and that's the area that you need to get better at. So giving up Krug is not a helpful thing. It doesn't help the team, and there's no money to put another defensive guy in there. And Perunovich, look, I think Perunovich has the ability to be great, but he's 3 or 4 years away from that point. He's not there yet. He's not the guy. He's not going to take a step next year and all of a sudden be, I don't know, freaking a Norris candidate. It's not going to happen. He's not going to be turned into Cale Makar overnight, right? He's not going to turn into Subban overnight. It's just not going to happen. And I don't understand why. Are we so blinded by the name?
Yes.
And the quote unquote talent that we don't see the loss, the subtraction that you have to do for the addition, right? There's a guy on Twitter, and he's a nut. I've invited him to the show. I sent him an invite to this show. He has said, first of all, he said Tarasenko was going to the Islanders. Now he's saying Tkachuk's going to the Islanders. Bobby Slay's his name. I think that's what he's got on Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, I'll kind of. I normally don't call people out. This guy I'm going to call out because he's a nut. And I don't even think, I think the picture is somebody from the Jets or from something else. But, you know, you got to understand something about these guys. I forget who it was. There was a guy on NHL Network. It was a former GM, right? I think it was Brian Burke. Was Brian Burke a former GM?
Yes.
Okay, I think it was Brian Burke. And he was talking about the Canadian kids or the kids and their no trade clauses, right? And he didn't name names, but he straight up said there is no loyalty amongst Canadian kids, right? He straight up said that the majority of the teams that are on their no trade list are the Canadian teams.
Yeah, just like Scandella.
Taxes, right? They don't want to pay the taxes. And not only that, there are some teams out there, the teams that have money are the teams that these guys don't want to go to. Arizona, Buffalo. Let me pull up.
Buffalo might be an interesting team in the next year or two.
Yeah,
honestly.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, but
let's be honest.
Their ownership, the negativity about their ownership right now.
I get it.
Is huge.
Not the thing is, they have the young players ready to go. They just need that one player to come in and play. And that's why, if there's a chance, I could see it happening. Patrick Kane could be a Buffalo Sabre next year after free agency.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on Buffalo. I mean, I live in New York State, so I get a lot of Sabres news and a lot of Sabres, opinions, of course. And you're spot on about the Pagulas with the ownership situation. However, Don Granato being behind the bench now and Kevin Adams, GM, has brought an incredibly calming influence to the entire organization, really. And slowly but surely, honestly, you don't hear so much about the ownership anymore. Yeah. Maybe they're finally learning to just shut up and stay out of it and let these guys handle it. And I think with all, and they have got oodles of prospects coming through. The young talent they have is quite impressive, frankly. And if they put a winning product out on the ice, I'm not saying they're going to win the Stanley Cup, but if they can at least sniff around a playoff spot next year, that's going to be huge. Because I'll tell you, Buffalo is a great city for hockey. It's a great place to go to watch a game. The fan base is extraordinary. And, I've been saying it for a long time. They do deserve to have a winner there. But I think you're absolutely right in the regards. If ownership can, like I said, stay the course, shut up, stay out of it, let your hockey guys handle it, you're absolutely right. Within a couple of years, Buffalo will be not only a playoff team, they're going to be a contender. And that one piece is going to want to come there.
Yeah.
The problem with the ownership is the only thing ownership cares about is the bottom line, right?
No.
If they're going to win, they're going to have to win being at the salary floor. You got to remember now, this is a team that took on a contract that they don't have to spend $1 for to get to the salary floor.
The thing was, they know in the next year or two, they're going to be ready. This contract they took on is not going to be on the books in the next year or two.
You're talking about the Ben Bishop contract, right?
Yeah, the Ben Bishop contract expires, I think, next year.
No, it's got 2 years on it, I think. Okay, I'd have to look.
It's not going to affect them at all.
But here's the thing. What's being missed, what you're missing there, Wendy, is what they did with this contract. They took on a contract that's $5 million that's already been paid. They don't have to pay a dime for that contract. And that contract gets them it's going to help get them to the salary floor. That is a player that they don't have to pay on their roster. That is how cheap they are.
Right.
That is a huge issue in my mind.
Okay, that's a point. But keep in mind, next year, they're going to be running their kids out there. That's going to be their selling point, is their youth. And don't forget, this is the same group that's paying Jeff Skinner $9 million a year, that was paying Jack Eichel $10 million a year, that basically went to the vault for Kyle Pozo a few years back and overpaid him, frankly. But I do agree that the ownership situation is awful. I do believe, though, once they start turning things around again, I sincerely believe they'll start spending money again. I believe that. But you're right. Right now, they took on that Ben Bishop contract to get to the floor, and it's a bad look. It certainly is.
Well, they're not paying for it. It's paid by insurance.
Right. I understand.
Right. To me, that should be what they did there. That is worse to me than a team that might be over the salary cap, or a team that uses LTIR to get over the cap. Because this is screwing the players more than anything else.
I can't believe the union didn't go crazy about it.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it is a loophole that has to be closed. Right.
I think there's a lot of loopholes that got to be closing this.
Once you have a contract that is paid by insurance, you can't put that. I don't think that you should be able to have that contract on your books. Right. That is a contract that is completely paid by the insurance because of the injury.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So the fact that a contract like that should not have been allowed to be traded.
Absolutely agree. No doubt.
Right.
No doubt about it.
Another thing, though. The Pagolas are also the owners of the Buffalo Bills. What do they do with the Bills? They don't do anything with the Bills. They let their GM build them, and I think they they've finally learned and are letting the Sabres run themselves by their GM and head coach, because last year they frankly looked a lot better once they got rid of Eichel, and it seemed like they're letting their GM run the shit and not have the Pagolas just be there and just destroy the franchise. I think they have given the green light to the GM of the Sabres. I'm blanking on his name right now.
Kevin Adams.
Yeah.
Yep.
To basically say, here, do what it takes to get us to the cap. If it takes us to have to take on a bad contract, we take on a bad contract for a year or two. But in the next couple of years, we should be back and ready to compete for a playoff position. I realistically think next year, the Buffalo Sabres are going to be within 5 points from the playoffs.
I agree. They're definitely going to sniff around a playoff spot. That's how much young talent that they got building there.
Mm-hmm.
Very true. Very true. And it's going to take, Jeff Skinner is going to have another good year.
Yeah.
He didn't have a baby, 31 goals last year.
Yeah, he had a solid
season. Year, but still, I mean, you get the pieces to fall into place. The goaltending has to get addressed. There's no doubt about it. That's a definite sticking point. But you're right. Within a couple of years, I'm telling you, the Buffalo Sabres are going to be back. You're absolutely right.
Goaltending in the league overall is not. You have 3 or 4 like elite guys, and it is a huge drop off to the next level.
Exactly.
Right? At least in my opinion. Now, JT Ramirez has a good question. What happens if the team is over the cap? We've had this issue happen with different teams in the last couple of years. In fact, Vegas was over the cap last year, and they had to sit a guy down. They had to play a team member short to be under the cap. So you cannot put a team on the ice that is over the cap. And how they figure this out is you have a daily cap number. Basically, that whatever your AAV is divided by 82, right? And that goes in each game. That gets checked. And you can only put in up to the cap number for that. I am chill, T. Leave me alone. Right? You gotta love my fans. They think I'm yelling and screaming. I just talk loud. No, so it has happened a lot where that's come up. St. Louis last year with the COVID thing had to play with the e-bug due to this, right? And not only that, I'm waiting. I might have my e-bug back, right? He sent me a message, want to know if him and a buddy could join. I sent him a link, so we'll see if he shows up. I don't know what happened to I think this is him. Maybe let's see.
Hold on, you guys hear me?
Tyler, is this you, bud?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bud.
All right, I'm trying to fix my audio right now. Hold on a second.
Okay, we'll stand by. But no, so this is okay. Oh my goodness, I like that name. This is okay. I'm here. Is it Tyson?
Yeah.
How are you doing, my friend?
I brought in this. So this is Matthew's like second cousin. Like it's like a fan, like, you know what I mean? Like up in like, he lives up in like the Boston area or whatever. But,
Okay.
But he's been giving me some scoops about the Kachuk situation, maybe, and like what's going on.
Yeah. Hey, if you guys can you guys try and do some video, or you want to stay audio?
I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to get my things to come through the headphones, but for some reason tonight it's not working. I'm trying.
Okay.
To, my cam. There we go.
There we go. I got you now.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out like why it's not coming through my earpiece.
That's probably your Bluetooth. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me look at it.
Are you with us, Tyson?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Hey, Tyson. First of all, thank you very, very much for coming.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having me, boys.
Oh, no problem, my friend. No problem. So with all this stuff going, now I'm going to preface this. I got to meet Matthew and Brady last year about this time, right? In St. Louis at Centene while they were training with Jamie Rivers. So I got to talk to them a little bit. So I'm not going to claim that I know anything. I know what they said to me. Some of it was, I've kept most of it off the record. My opinion is that of Matthew and Brady would rather play in St. Louis than Matthew. Do you agree with that or disagree with that?
I would agree. I think Brady's in a better situation now, being, with the captaincy in Ottawa. I think he's been treated very well there. So maybe, I think just kind of talking with him, his mind's changed a bit on that. Like he really enjoys Ottawa. He really does like the direction the team's going. Whereas, like, I think Matty before, just like it looked like Calgary was kind of trending in the right direction, right? Now all of a sudden they lose Johnny, and like, yeah, he could kind of be the face of that franchise, which he kind of already was in a way. But, I think it's almost like his calling to like kind of come home,
So you think Matt does want to come home?
I think ultimately, yes, he does. Like, I think he would like to come home now and sign a long-term deal. It's going to be hard. Like, he wants to make his money, obviously, right?
But see, that's the thing. In order for him to do that, now, if he's going to come back to St. Louis, if he wants to come to St. Louis, to me, you have to be smart enough to understand that you can't take the money that your free market value is not your St. Louis value. Right. Your St. Louis value has to be less. And
that's a good point. That's a really good point. I actually thought about that the other day.
Right? Because if you come into St. Louis and your contract is an Eichel-style contract, you are shooting yourself in the foot with a frickin' howitzer.
Yeah.
Am I right or wrong?
I think he's going to get at least $9 million if he plays here. At least. Okay,
but I could see $9 million, but if you're going to take $9 million, I only want to give you that for 3 years.
See, and I think he'll only sign here for 8 years. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing, because you don't know what that salary cap's going to do, and a $9 million contract over 8 years. Well, first of all, he couldn't sign here for 8 years until he was here already.
I think I'd rather sign Tarasenko for another 8 years than him.
Bingo!
Oh yeah, I hear crowd noise right now. Did you do that?
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know you did that. That's cool.
No, I have a soundboard. Hey, Tyson, is there any chance that you can try and put your camera on so we can see you?
Yeah, let me see if I can figure this out. One thing, just kind of talking, and like I said, I haven't really I try not to get into like the specifics with him. Obviously, it's a tough time. But like, it sounds like Calgary is offering 8-year deals to keep him. I think it's probably like a little bit above 10 million is what they're offering, like kind of similar to what they were going to offer Johnny. But I think they realize now that like after losing Johnny, like Matt and Johnny were really good buddies.
That's what it sounds like.
So like, yeah, I think he's kind of crushed by it, honestly. It'd be no different. It's like kind of like how do you think O'Reilly feels losing Perron? Honestly,
Hey, Tom, I want to bring up something first. Tyson, I'm sorry. I want to bring up another comment that we got. I want to bring this comment up first. And this is from Jacob Schaub, who's been following me on another group, and he says Tarasenko doesn't want to be here. No reason to keep him. Tyson, this is for you. You have your ear in with the Blues more than anybody else that I talk to right now. Do you believe that Tarasenko does not want to be with the Blues?
You talking to me or you talking to Tyson?
Tyson.
Oh, my bad.
No. I'm sorry, Tyler. Tyler, I'm talking to you, Tyler.
I was gonna say I don't have that answer for you. I'm sorry.
I think Vladdy does want to be with the Blues, and so with that being said, I say we give him an 8-year deal. Give me the crowd noise. Let's go. Fire up the crowd. Let's go. The crowd noise here. There he is.
There we go, Tyson. Hey, welcome, man.
Look at his Flames hat.
Welcome. Well, first of all, Tyson.
Hey, hold on, guy. Do you see his Flames hat on? I think Kachuk gave him that hat.
Oh, really? There we go. Yeah. Well, see, Tyson. Now I'm gonna be the host of the host, and I'm gonna say it's your job now to get Matt and Brady on this show. You got to talk the show up, bud. You got to talk the show up because they know me. I have. Let me see if I can bring this up here real quick. They know me just a little bit, and I'll say that. Okay.
Yes,
Here we go.
It would be easier to get Brady on. Like he's just more of a talkative guy than Matt.
Oh, I'd take either one of them. I'd take either one of them.
No pressure, Tyson.
Say again?
No pressure, Tyson.
Yeah, none whatsoever.
So Guy, who's sorry, I didn't introduce myself to the guy in the middle. I don't my name's not popping up for me, but I know Windy City from last time, but
yeah.
Who's your buddy here down the middle with the big Yankees logo?
Go ahead and introduce yourself, boss.
I'm Scott Kinville. I'm the host of Marty's Illegal Stick, a hockey history podcast, and I'm also a colleague with Guy at InsideTheRink.com.
Oh, nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm Tyler. So wow, look at that picture. Oh wow, there's a guy with Matthew and Brady right there.
See?
Look at him.
Right? I run the St. Louis Fan Report. I did get time with them. I got invited to a private practice. So I'm not bullshitting here. I got a little bit of small connection. Yeah. So they may remember me. And the jersey I'm wearing, I am a Blues hockey warrior. So, the veterans group.
Mm-hmm, right.
I'm an honorary member of that. So I wanted to throw that out there. And that's not me just trying to be big on myself. That's just giving you guys an idea. And look, this is something that I want to bring up. And this is, you look at what time this came out. Go back 1 year. 1 year from today, in this general time frame, is when we get the report that Tarasenko wants to be traded.
Mm-hmm.
Slow time of the year. Now, remember, the schedule went a little long last year, but slow time of the year. You were getting, practices were starting to ramp up, and then you get this report about Tarasenko wanting to be traded. And we know now that report was slightly blown out of proportion. And right. I use slightly in the quotation marks here. Well, here it is a year later, and we get this report from the same person about this trade. And I'm sorry, I have an issue with this trade. First of all, if I'm Calgary, I'd take that trade.
Which trade's
I'd take that trade.
Which trade's that?
Krug, Kyrou, and a first-round pick for Ulchuk.
Yeah, see, I saw the guy that put out that trade, and I replied to him. I'm like, there's no validity to this report. I think he was just making it up to stir the pot because, let's be honest, Torrey Krug's not going to waive to go to Calgary. He's an American.
Do you know who put the report out?
I don't know. I didn't see.
Okay. I know that meme is based off what Jeremy Rutherford said on ESPN 101 today.
Oh, really?
Yes. So now you see where I have where my what do you call it, conspiracy theories and all my red flags go off, right? You still with me, Tyson, or did I lose you, boss?
I think he has his mic muted because he earlier when I was talking to him, he had a fan going in the background, so it picked up the noise. My bad for being in the dark, by the way. I'm watching the All-Star game right now.
Oh, so. No problem. I got it on too, and so I got a little studio set up in here. So I've got the All-Star game going.
Do you have a do you have a show like every night usually on here, or is it like every other night? Or
no, I try and go right now. I'm trying to go every night but Sunday. Right, 6 days a week. I try and keep this going. Scott's got something interesting coming up, and Tyson, Ty, you might like this. Tyler, you might like this. Go ahead, Scott. Tell them what we got going on Thursday.
Well, Thursday, Guy is coming on my show. Like I said, it's a hockey history podcast, and we're going to start a segment where we're going to take and we're going to build the ultimate team for each franchise. And it's going to be set up in like an all-star format, right? So you're going to have your second team, well, say St. Louis Blues All-Stars, right? First team, who obviously would be the best, honorable mentions, but there's a couple little caveats. The player had to have played for the team at least 5 years or 5 seasons. Because, obviously there are great players that have come through each franchise and have spent a couple of seasons there and went on to establish themselves with other teams. So I figured to make it more of a team-centric type of thing, they had to have been there for a little bit. It's got to be more than a cup of coffee. And I know, guys,
I think 5 years. I've been thinking about that. I think 5 years is a little long. I could see 3 years, because 3 years is you see more 3-year contract, especially in the 90s. You saw a lot more 3-year contracts.
Well, we can negotiate that.
Right. And then again, I think there should be the Gretzky clause.
Hey, Guy.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys.
Oh, you're good.
No, you're good.
Guy, I was gonna tell you. I was talking to Tyson over here, right? And I was letting him know about what you said about Lou Korak being kind of a jerk to you, because he was telling me he kind of feels like somewhat of the same way sometimes.
Okay, well, so it wasn't just me saying that, and look, Lou is Lou. He has the right to say what he wants to say and do what he wants to say.
No,
I love it, and it's fine. It's I got nothing. If Lou ever wants to come back on the show, Lou is more than welcome to come back on the show. Plain and simple. But if Lou wants to ignore me, Lou's welcome to ignore me too. Either way, I kind of wish you would have put that over the air, but.
Well, no, I was just telling him because he was saying he kind of got a snarky reply from him a few weeks ago on Twitter. So that's what I was. Yeah. So I was just letting him know. It's kind of
hey, Tyson, man, make sure you follow me on Twitter or follow me on Facebook if you're on Facebook. Tyson, please become a friend of the show. We'd really appreciate that, Tyson, if you want to.
Absolutely. Right. I'll follow you on. I don't have Twitter. I say that, but I could definitely join. What's the name on Facebook? I'll
Guy Bensing or the BlueNote Fan Report.
The BlueNote Fan Report. Okay, yeah.
BlueNote Fan Report's my page. I have my own group, Tyson, called the Hawaii STL Blues Fan Clan.
Oh wow! Is there a lot of Blues fans out there in Hawaii?
No. There's 4 or 5 of us that I know of, maybe a little more. But it's what it is it's centered around me. So the group is people that follow the show, more or less. Okay. Right. Cool. So that's the kind of how it goes off. How can Calgary afford to trade? And I'm guessing he's talking Kachuk, right? I'm with you. I don't. The problem is Kachuk's got the deal. He's going to get $9 million this year, no matter what. Right. Mm-hmm. That's what he's going to get. Maybe a little bit more with an arbitrator, but he's not going to get less than that. In my eyes, he's not. Because that was what the qualifying offer was. You're not going to get less than a qualifying offer.
Right.
To me, and I said this earlier, I think the smartest guys, the ones that are forward thinking, aren't going to sign these long-term contracts now. They're going to wait for a couple of years, sign them for a couple of years at maybe less dollars until that salary cap expands, where it's $10 million more than where it is now in 93, 94, 95.
Mm-hmm.
I think if look, I'm not an agent, and I get where everybody's going, but even for Matt, if you want to come to St. Louis, Matt, and Tyson, you can tell him I said this. If you want to come to St. Louis, that's great. Make sure you don't kill the franchise when you come here. Right? My issue with this trade right now is you're giving up more than you're getting back.
Yeah, I by the way, Guy, I sent out some, like you told me the other day when I was skating with some of the guys, said send out and let them know that to come on the show sometime. Yeah. So I told them I sent out your link that you sent me. So maybe like somebody will pop
actually,
in.
no, see, that link only works on that show.
Oh, okay. Well, the one that you sent me tonight, I still sent it out to a few of the guys, so maybe they'll join.
Well, I mean, but I have to be on that show. That link only works once.
Oh, no. I meant for this show tonight. Like I just
for this show tonight. Okay.
Yeah,
well, they'd have to pop on. They'd have to pop on like while we're doing this now. Best thing to send them is just my contact information that we talked about that I sent you.
Yeah. No,
right.
you're good.
Did anybody sound interested? Like they might want to come on the show?
Well, all the guys I skated with the other day, they're not even Blues players. They're just local guys that like Chris Weidman was one of them, and you know what I'm saying. So, I don't know if you only want like Blues guys or what.
Oh no, I want any NHL player I can get.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Scott, have any of you guys had any NHLers on your show, Scott or Wendy?
So I've had a couple of retired. I've had Tom Laidlaw on. I've had Jim Thompson on. Which was some crazy stories about their time in LA. After Gretzky got there. But I know current NHLers have been on my show, but like I said, I've had some retired NHLers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's only been one time that one NHL player joined because Guy helped get Jamal Mayers to join for one episode. That we did a collaboration with.
I love Jamal Mayers.
Yeah. So Ashley, my co-host, says that's a little overworked. Guy Matt won't ruin the franchise. Well, but if he takes a big contract to where it leaves too many holes, and you can't fill it, then I don't want him to become an Eichel, and that's my concern. I don't want him to become an Eichel. I don't want him to become a McDavid in a way to where you can't move on because there's nothing built around them. You don't have the money or the resources to build around them. Does that make sense?
No, for sure. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. Tyson, is that you, Tyson?
Yeah, I think that was Tyson.
Say again?
I think that was Tyson. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I think he's got himself muted right now. Okay. So look. My concern is to get Ulchuk. I have heard that this is one of the things that I've heard, that you're going to trade Tarasenko for maybe picks, right? Or maybe a defenseman or something like that.
Who would you rather have, Matt Ulchuk or Tarasenko?
That is a hard one. And the reason being, well, if everything's equal, I want Ulchuk because he's younger. Right now, but everything's not equal, right? That I know what I'm going to get with Tarasenko on the Blues. I know for a fact what he's going to bring. I know what quality he has, and I hope I didn't make Tyson mad.
No.
Quality he has.
So. He just texted me and said his phone died. He's going to try to switch to his laptop.
Okay. Oh, sounds good. Laptop's even better.
I said I didn't mean to. He's coming back.
Okay. Good. I know what quality he has. Ulchuk, I want Ulchuk here. I'm hoping that he can bring.
I am here. Sorry.
Oh no problem, Tyson. Tyson, Tyson, thank you so much.
Tyson, he wasn't talking about you. He wants your cousin Matt to come here.
my bad. I left actually. I didn't mean to leave. And all I came back into is I heard I want Ulchuk here. I'm like, I'm sorry, man.
Well, you know what, Tyson, you're just as good on this show. You're as good as Matt and Brady are. So we want Ulchuk. You're the Ulchuk we want tonight.
I made the mistake. Like when my dad moved over to Boston, like they're too good at hockey here. Like that's the reason why Matt and Brady are. I always tell them, I'm like, because you guys were stuck in St. Louis. Like you guys were the best talent there. There's like nobody's good playing hockey in St. Louis. Like so, like I played like single A over here in Boston. Yeah. Like it was. I don't know. My dad played rugby, so like he tried to get me into rugby growing up, and like I'm not big. Like those guys are, they're all big guys. Like I got the shitty. I'm like as small as freaking Tyler over there. He's tiny. You ever seen Tyler in person? He's like 5 foot tall.
No, I haven't. Actually, I can't wait to see. I can't wait to meet Ty when I get a chance to get back to St. Louis. I'm hoping that vending company he works for wants to sponsor my show and bring me into St. Louis and fly me in for a week or so.
Yeah, maybe.
Cardinal Vending. Shout out.
Yeah.
This is a fun show. Hey, it's Scott and Wendy. I'm sorry, man. I hope you're enjoying this,
This
guys.
is great.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Blackhawks for a few seconds for Wendy, because
absolutely.
I heard the Blackhawks might have a player that might be involved in that scandal. That's the word on the street, that Boris Kachuk or whatever his name is. That's what people are saying.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
We were
Wendy, hold on. Just before you go in, let me go ahead and introduce this, because I wanted to talk about this tonight and I haven't.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're fine. Matt Lowe had asked about this earlier. I hope, Matt Lowe, you're still here. So here's what's going on. A couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, a report came out that the Hockey Canada had settled a lawsuit outside of court that concerned a sexual assault by 8 members of the 2018 World Juniors gold medal team.
Mm-hmm.
That sparked a lot of negative stuff. In fact, I talked about this a little bit, and I've talked about it in ways about the sexual the stuff that happened in Chicago and some other places, and how I was concerned about with Montgomery going to Boston, that whatever he did could have something attached to that, and it could be a very bad thing for him. Today, both Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou have put out statements. Kyrou's statement is, I was not there. I didn't go to that banquet. End of story. I won't say any more because of the investigation. Robert Thomas says, I was not part of it. I didn't witness it. I will completely go with the investigation, but he's saying he was there, right? So that's what this is about. And Wendy, you can go ahead now. So I apologize. I just wanted to set it up.
Yeah, and the Hawks, they have 2 players that were on that team. They acquired them from the Tampa Bay Lightning for the Brandon Hagel trade, and Taylor Radish and Boris Kachuk. Taylor Radish, 2 hours ago, actually tweeted out that he was a member of the 2018 World Junior team, first became aware of the allegations made against a certain member of that team back in 2019. At that time, I cooperated fully with the intentional Hockey Canada investigation. I was not in any way involved in the alleged incident, and I am prepared to cooperate with the investigations in the future. Given the ongoing investigation, I will not provide any further public comment. Boris Kachuk, on the other hand, there has not been anything stated from him, and it's kind of interesting what's going on there, especially since the Hawks just had something similar to them going through a sexual assault scandal. It's kind of interesting to see what could come out from this.
Okay. I want to talk about this, but somebody just popped in to the window that I have to bring on. I'm hoping that he can give us, guys, you are getting Tyler, thank you so much. Please let me welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report, former Blue and current Detroit Red Wing, Jake Wallman. Jake, how are you doing tonight, sir?
What's going on, guys?
Oh, Jake, I am absolutely thank you so much for coming on the show.
Yeah, of course.
So how are you doing tonight, my friend?
I'm doing good. How are you guys?
Oh, not bad. So are you look forward and excited to playing for the Detroit Red Blues coming up this season?
Oh, I see what you did there.
Oh, I'm pumped. I can't wait.
What do you think about David Perron coming to Detroit? How does that make you feel, my friend?
That's exciting. Comfortable face.
Right. Now you were injured, and I'm sorry you popped up last minute, so I don't have all my stats and stuff in front of me, and I don't have my great memory working. But you were injured a little bit last year, is that correct?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, so how are you in that front?
Sorry, what was that?
How are you in the injury front? Are you healing good? Are you ready to play hockey? What?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I might miss camp, but I'll be good to go for the season.
Oh wow! I mean, see, my people know me. I'm usually not flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. I don't know what to ask tonight. I'm so shocked having you on. Thanks so much, Jake. Let me ask you this: you've played in St. Louis. You're played in Detroit now. You've got some of that experience. The Ulchuk deal as a player, how does this affect you mentally and physically?
Well, are you referring to Matthew Ulchuk?
Yes, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely exhausting. It's there's a lot to consider, but I don't know what's going to end up happening with him, but it's a stressful situation.
Right.
Yeah, guy over here. He agrees with me. He thinks we should keep Tarasenko and not get Kachuk. I agree with him. I think that's the move. Sign Tarasenko till he's 40. I don't care. Give him the captaincy while we're at it. How about that
guy? Hey, Wally. Hey, it's Tyson here. I think you remember me. You remember me, you and Maddie? We went to Bar Napoli that one night.
Yeah, I remember, of course.
Well, I know you remember. Do you remember the chick you went home with that night?
Yeah, I went home with the guy too.
Oh my goodness! Don't get him in trouble, guys. Don't get Jake in trouble and never show up on my show again.
You can't get Jakey in trouble. He never has a girlfriend, so.
Oh wow! You hear that?
Oh my goodness!
Ellen, man, hey, good to hear your voice again. It's been a while since I've seen you, bud.
Hey, so Jake, I don't know if you're willing to do this or not. Can you put your camera on so everybody can see that this is the real Jake Wallman?
Yeah, unfortunately, my camera's down right now. I was trying to get it working, but it wasn't letting me enable it.
Are you still on your iPad, Jake? I think you're on your iPad. His iPad is busted. You have to see this thing. I don't even know why this guy still has his iPad. Guy plays the NHL. And he can't update an iPad. Come on, man. Jeez.
Well, you know what, Jake? If you're willing, after we go offline, I'll give you my phone number. You can text me. We can set up a full interview, a live interview like this, where my fans can come in and talk to you if you're willing to do that.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh, that's great. Now I want to ask you some more about Detroit. So you got to play. You played in St. Louis, and when that trade happened with you and Sundqvist going to Detroit for Leddy, and then one other guy, I can't remember his name, coming back. What went through your mind when that trade went down?
I was a little surprised, wasn't expecting it, but it's a business, so things happen.
Right? Did anybody talk to you ahead of it? Did Doug Armstrong talk to you before the trade went down? Was there anything that happened that day, or were you just blindsided and got the report and saw the report on the news?
I actually found out through Twitter.
Wow. Does that sting? Does that sting, or do you expect that now?
A lot of players find out that way, but it wasn't the best way to find out.
Right. What is playing like now? Detroit and St. Louis used to have a powerful rivalry.
Yeah, I remember that.
And you now work for the guy that most Blues fans hate with an absolute stunning passion.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, Eichmann, yeah.
Easy White, yeah. The blue line shot that somebody wasn't paying attention to. I'm not going to name names. But what is that rivalry still there at all, or is it gone? What do you think about that overall?
I think the rivalries died off quite a bit. Rivalries in general, I feel like aren't as lively as they used to be. But the Detroit St. Louis one, I don't feel like it's there as much as it used to be.
Right? Are you looking forward to playing St. Louis in March when you have the home and home?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited. I'm looking forward to it.
Are you circling that on the calendar?
Yeah, I already have. I've looked ahead of it when the schedule was a couple weeks ago.
Well, it must be great that you get to join. You have Husso joining you now. You have David Perron with you, Sundqvist, and Fabry. There's one more, isn't there? Or is that it?
No, right. Yeah, I mean, right now it's just Hoos and Perron, Fabry, and Sundquist.
Right. Have you talked to all of those guys yet? Have you been talking to all of them? What are their sentiments right now with you guys all getting to play together again?
No, they're definitely all excited. I mean, it's good to have some chemistry going in on a different team. Wouldn't mind adding some more Blues players in there.
So I've got unfortunately, guys think that I'm being trolled. I hope that I'm not being trolled. I don't think I am I?
No.
For what?
I wouldn't see a point in that.
Say again?
I wouldn't see a point in that. I'm trying to get Fabry to join right now.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
I would die. I would die to get Fabry on.
I had a shot with Pat.
He's washed up. He's a scrub. He could never score on me.
Oh my goodness, Scott and Wendy, I'm sorry, man. I hope you guys aren't
good.
No, this
Right?
is
Why do people not think this is really Jake? I mean, he's just
because the camera. I've had people get in my show and not have the names on.
Oh,
right,
okay.
and have different names. Like one of the guys I know would change names to players' names with their picture up. So I've been trolled here and there, but let me.
I wouldn't invite like random people in here. That's weird.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
If I get this iPad fixed, I put the camera on.
Well, next
Jake,
time you come on, you can do it.
Yeah. Jake, don't worry about it. We'll just don't worry about it. I want to know, Jake, from you, what is it like playing for Berube? And look, I know you can only go so far, but just give me an idea for those of us what it is like to play for Craig Berube.
It's great. I mean, all the guys like him. He's a good coach to play for. I got nothing but good things to say about him.
I'm under the opinion that he's not great for the younger guys. That he doesn't give them the playing time. He doesn't. Is that a fair assessment? A bad assessment? How would you see it?
I think he's just a little more old school. So that younger player talent and that whole generation, he's not as into. He's just more old school, but he's definitely a little harder on the younger guys, but in a good way.
Right. Yeah. So he is a little stronger on the other younger guys. Were you there when Tarasenko stood up for Robert Thomas?
Yeah, I was there.
What was that like? To see.
Guy, I just sent you a picture of Wally's girlfriend just sent me a picture of him talking to us right now, and I sent you it. So just to show you some proof. I sent it to you on Twitter. I don't know if you can pull it up for the stream.
No, I can. I got it, Ty. Right?
Yeah, that's Wally right there, just chilling.
Okay, stand by and.
But he's using it. That's his girlfriend's thing or whatever. So I don't know if it's bad quality or not for you.
Oh no, it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Blurry. It's kind of blurry for me, but.
No.
I mean that's. I don't know why people don't think it's him. I mean, I don't know.
There you go. There's Jake Wellman talking to us right now.
Wow.
Jake's uncle, dude. Everyone knows Uncle Willie. Uncle Willie, STL Blues fan 91. Everyone knows who Uncle. Well, we call him Wilkie, but I mean, Doug Wilkie. You don't know who he is? STL Blues fan. Are you quizzing us now?
It sounds like it. I don't know, man.
We had some skeptics in this chat, eh?
Yeah, man. Well, because I'm a little guy. And it's hard. Guys like me don't get NHL players to come on the show and talk candidly. They just don't do it,
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's the internet nowadays, so.
Yeah,
so it's hard to call Jakey an NHL player. He's only got like 2 goals in the show. So.
Tyson.
Well, Jake's a defenseman, so I'll take. Well, hold on a second. Bobby Plager used to say they didn't pay me to score goals; they paid me to make ice hurt. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, they paid me to sit in the press box.
Jake, let me bring that back. Now that I bring that name up, and Jake, I have. Mike Hoffman's jersey that you guys wore for Bobby Plager's Memorial Night. That Saturday?
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Right, yeah.
Hold on a sec.
Let's see it.
Yo, Wendy, what do you think about all this Blues talk? You getting sick of hearing about the Blues?
It's fine.
Right now, the Hawks have not been doing so well, so
I think
just
I
talking
think the
hockey
Hawks
is fine.
I think the Hawks should give Kyle Beach a chance to be a part of the front office to really show the NHL that they mean business and that they didn't take that stuff lightly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that will probably be a hard one to get to.
What do you think the new name of the Blackhawks are going to be whenever they change the name? What do you think they're going to make it? You think it'll be the Blackhawks? You think you're going to be like a different logo? Oh, hey, Ashley.
Hey.
Ashley, please. This is my co-host Ashley Jones, also known as Slapshot. So Jake, now I know what you were talking about, but I want to get back because I don't want Jake to run away on me without talking about this. Are you cool with that, Jake?
Yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay, so I want to know about that night that you were there, if I remember right. That
right
after Bobby died,
right,
and you had the Saturday night where you guys honored him. What was it like in the locker room? What was it like on the ice? What was it like for you guys? Because I know, I mean, if you played one game, Bobby was your brother. Am I correct?
Right, exactly.
Right. So what was that night like for you?
I think it was a special night. I think everyone there, they all had some sort of story to tell about him, but everybody was, it was a special night overall for everyone. I mean, it was a good turnout too, obviously, but
that was during COVID season, right, guy?
Yes. Right.
Yeah,
it was during COVID. That was it was, yeah. So like I said, I think Jake, you've seen this. This is Mike Hoffman's jersey.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Right, and then I was at the alumni camp last year, so I got some more signatures and stuff on it. That's Mike's signature there.
So you met Hoffy?
Say again?
You met Hoffman then?
Yeah. I didn't. No, I do not know Hoffman. I got it through the auction.
Oh, okay.
I would kill to actually meet him because I have a stick from Hoffman. I had a man crush on Hoffman last year. You can ask Ashley about that.
Totally.
Yeah,
Ashley sounds like she's like, oh gosh, now this again. Here we go. Mike Hoffman.
That's exactly what I'm like. It's actually right? Tarasenko's a bigger man crush for him now, but Wallman was pretty good.
Like I told him, I'd say get rid of O'Reilly, make Tarasenko the captain, sign him till he's 40.
I mean, care. I've said it too, man.
Right. Well, Ashley, we got Jake here. I'm going to let you ask a question of Mr. Jake Wallman.
Well, Jake, how excited are you to have a new start with Detroit and have so many former teammates with you?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have so many familiar faces and get a clean slate to a team that's looking good for the upcoming few years in this season. It's definitely going to be looks like a promising year, so I'm definitely excited.
And now, I'll kind of move around the table if you don't mind, Jake. I'm going to let everybody get at least one question. Are you cool with that, bud?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so go ahead there, Scott.
Hey, Jake. Thanks for coming on the show. For starters, it's great that you're here. So we were talking earlier that the Buffalo Sabres are a team that could potentially be on the rise. Well, I'll tell you something right now. It looks like the Detroit Red Wings are as well. Yeah, it was a tough couple of past seasons, but it really looks like you guys are turning the corner. Is it expected that you guys are going to make the playoffs this season?
I mean, that's the goal. That's what we're hoping for, but we'll see how it plays out. But I think right now that's what we're shooting for here, and it's looking really good right now.
Yep, excellent. Thank you.
Wendy, your turn.
Well, Scott basically took what I was about to ask. I'm just thanks for joining the stream here, Jake. It's great to have you on. Just on the day that you did get traded to the Wings, what was your thought process going through when the trade went down? That's a question I've been wanting to ask any NHL player to just say what they were thinking when they ended up getting moved to a different organization.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? It cut out. My bad.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. The day you got traded to the Wings, what was going through your mind when that trade went down? Because you said you found out via Twitter.
Right.
It's something interesting to just hear because I know that you were playing for St. Louis and then you end up going to a team that was viewed as a rebuilder, but now it looks like you guys are going to be very much in contention next year. What was your thought process going through when you ended up finding out you were going to the Detroit Red Wings?
Jake, you should tell him about the old Jeff Blashill.
Oh, Blashill. Oh, thank God he's gone. He's awful.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. A lot of stories about him. There was one time where he came in the locker room and just started throwing trash cans everywhere. Just throwing at players. Yeah. He was pissed. Yeah, not a fan of him. I'm happy he's gone, but yeah, going back to that question, I think I was obviously I said I was shocked, but it was nice to have Sonny come along, sunk with the package, and I was more thinking it was a clean slate in Detroit. And
so you ran into Blashill.
Yeah, exactly. He's awful.
You're getting more playing time in Detroit, correct?
Oh, definitely way more. In St. Louis, I was getting a lot of playing time wearing my suits in the press box, but
well, I mean that's one of the things that St. Louis has right now is some of that young talent's not. Tage Thompson is a huge example of this. Tage Thompson is doing great in Buffalo. He would have never gotten that opportunity in St. Louis, in my eyes. And for you, I really was upset you got traded. To be honest, you can ask the guys here. I talked about it. Ashley will tell you when you got traded, I was upset with the trade, but it just seems like there's no room for the young guys to grow, and it seems like you're getting that in Detroit. Is that what it feels like to you?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's like I said, I'm excited to be in Detroit, especially this upcoming season. It's looking really good, but I'm just happy that Blashill's gone.
Who is the coach in the NHL right now that you want to play for the most? And you can't say the coach in Detroit, and you can't say Berube.
That's tough. Berube was a great coach, and I might have to go with Barry Trotz.
Yeah, I could see that. Who is the coach? And maybe you don't want to answer this. If you don't, it's fine. Who's the coach you do not want to play for?
Blashill. I mean, he's awful.
Yeah, he was quick on that. Who is a guy in the NHL right now that if you got told you could play with him now, but you'd have to play at league minimum or less, half of league minimum, who is it?
That's a tough one. I mean, there's a few options here, but
Cam Jansen.
Cam Jansen?
I like this one. Jake, be honest. Would you play for John Tortorella or I can't say
Tortorella.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd play for him for sure. I'd play for any coach as long as I'm getting.
What about Billy Peters? That guy's
I would love to play Billy Peters. He's a great guy, great character.
Tanner's a new fan here. Tanner, league minimum, and Jake can correct me, is $750,000, and half what I was saying is that you would have to play for less than league minimum is what the question was.
Jake definitely knows league minimum. He could tell you all about it. His paycheck.
I know all about it. I love league minimum.
Right. Well, Jake, I actually think with Detroit, you're due next year, right?
Right.
And you're still in RFA, if I remember correct.
Right.
You have that chance. I think next year is where you're going to be able to make a name for yourself, especially with what Detroit has, and to rebuild that organization. If the players on that team now take that team to a playoff spot, I mean, you got a chance to get paid if you want to say it that way.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. I'm looking to have a good season here and earn myself another contract, or at least some sort of pay raise from league minimum.
Right. Yeah. So what is now? Let me ask you this: what is your goal, a personal goal for you for next season?
I'm just looking to have a good season, and whether I'm in the lineup or not, help the team to get in the playoffs. Because, like I said, it's looking like a promising season. But I'm more looking at a team goal more than an individual goal.
All right, where are you at on the depth chart? Do you know, or is that not a question I should ask?
He's fighting for the 7th spot. I heard.
No, I mean, I think I'll be able to be that 5th, 6th defenseman right now.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah. So they've got you. Well, you just got Ben Sherratt, right?
Right.
Right now, that I think, is that somebody that you're really looking to learn from?
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of experience and he's made a name for himself. So I'm excited to bring him on board here in Detroit.
Oh, man, I wish I had more time to prepare for you coming on the show, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I was trying to get Fabry in here.
Yeah, that would be cool. But I do want to set up.
Why don't you get Eiserman while you're at it?
Say again.
Stevie Bly.
I said,
oh yeah,
you get Eiserman while we're at it.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a real guess.
That one would be interesting because that's the man that first broke my heart. I still can't forget that overtime goal in, I think it was 96.
Yeah. I can't remember who the goalie was now. It
was John Casey, and I was so sad. I was 10 and bawling my eyes out.
Oh yeah, I was up with. I remember that I was up in Chicago at Great Lakes.
I would have stopped. I would have stopped that
shift.
One. Yeah, I would have.
Say again.
Probably.
I said I would have stopped that one.
Right. That was. Well, the thing is, I don't think he was ready. I think that he thought Gretzky had it and wasn't ready.
Yeah, he looked like Cristobal Huet in the freaking Red Wings series. Oh, we got another guy coming on here. Hey,
yeah, we got Shaggy in here. Shaggy. I'm not going to be on much longer, but I do have NHLer, Detroit Red Wing, Jake Wallman with us, and then a couple of guys that know the Kachuk brothers, and we have Tyson, who is the former Blues E-Bug. So that's who we're talking to right now. So if you got a question for Jake Wallman real quick, Shaggy, I'll let you go through it.
All right. I'm going to be very quick over here. Like, I keep seeing, everyone wants to see the Kachuk move only because I feel like everyone moving all over the place right now want to just see another move and see where he's going to go. In my opinion, I feel like the Flames have to do everything they can to try to keep him, really, because he's somebody that means so much, especially with his personality. He probably means so much to that area and in general to that team. So he's someone I think you have to really try to keep. My question really is, like, is there more of a need of saying for the Flames where if you trade a guy like Kachuk and you get back, maybe a nice amount of pieces, that you're actually better?
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have to be a fair trade either way it goes. Kachuk's a good player, and I don't personally know him too well, but I just know that he's a good player, and it's gonna take a lot to get him, even with him only having 1 year left on the contract.
Well,
is that
go ahead,
going to be harder than a Durant trade?
In my opinion, no, not as hard.
Okay.
Jake, I got one or two more questions for you.
I hate the NBA. That league's terrible, the NBA.
I know. I can't follow it.
They sit down for the national anthem and it offends me.
Who on the Blues do you miss playing with the most?
That's a tough one to answer because I got along with everyone on the team, so I would just say everyone on the team that's not currently in Detroit.
That's a great answer.
It is. It's a safe answer.
That's good.
Yeah, that's a safe. He took the safe road there. Well, guys, we're at an hour and a half, so it's been a great show. I do want to ask. I do want Jake, if you could stand by after I go off, so I can talk to you offline. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, thank you so much, Ashley. Thanks for showing up, Scott. Thank you. Sorry about the crowd here. I didn't expect it, but it
was fun.
It turned out to be great. Wendy, you're always welcome on the show. We love you. You're a great friend. Shaggy, sorry about it being so short. Your visit being short on us. Right?
No problem. I'll be back on, and you know it.
Oh, I know. Tyson and Ty, if you can stick around after I go off, I would greatly appreciate it.
We'll do it.
Say again.
I'm saying, yeah, I'm down to stick around.
Okay, so everybody have a great night. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan for the Blue Note Fan Report, saying aloha mahalo, and I'll see you tomorrow night on the Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha.